What's going on, pal?
I'm doing really good. So basically, kind of what I've got that house in Memphis that I've
Yeah.
been, we've had as a short-term rental, and it's done pretty darn good. But the truth is, like, you get into December, January, February, and like it starts slowing down real bad. So when Airbnb had their like switch that they did with their fees,
Yeah.
that was almost the exact same time that Memphis welcomed the National Guard in to the area.
Mhm.
And it was crazy. I just watched the bookings just like drop away. Because I have the house, it was booked out 60 days in advance for the most part. But even at that conference that we were at where you were talking, like my wife and I were talking about it, we're like, gosh, this would be a really good house to go midterm rental. So we had already gotten on with like ALE and, put the house on with them. Um, but after the conference, I took the information that you gave us and I just went through and like followed it other than like creating a duplicate listing because my calendar's been like open, for
Mhm.
like the last couple of months. And so but it's been crazy because like Furnish Finder every now and again I'll get somebody asking about renting the house, and most of those have been for insurance kind of things.
Hmm.
They're looking for like main level living is what has been coming up, where this house has living up on top. And so I haven't been able to get an insurance one in. Um,
Mhm.
but even with like ALE and all the other ones, like as much as I reach out to the agents and that kind of stuff, we really haven't gotten anything. And so I'm just curious, like, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, let me ask you a few qualifying questions.
Mhm.
Outside of Airbnb and outside of ALE, where else is your property listed?
So we have it on booking.com, we have it on VRBO, we have it on Furnish Finder. We have it on ALE, and then the other ones that I put into my message because those ones were specific that you had kind of pulled out there. So I think it's
Hmm.
Covington. Um, so all of those ones we went and listed it on there.
Okay. Um, what about Zillow?
I haven't listed on Zillow.
That's a big Zillow's a big one because it's almost Zillow will feed all the other uh players, like even hot pads and all that. But Zillow is a good place where they're traditional people who are looking, even uh, folks who are just looking on. You'd be surprised. Not a lot of people know about Furnish Finder. People do obviously know about Airbnb,
Hmm.
but Zillow is a big one, man. You got to go to Zillow Rental Manager. Zillow Rental
Okay.
Manager, and if you go there, you'll have to claim your home because right now, if it's not being rented, it'll say for sale. So that's how you know you're not optimize by putting in your property information address. That's
Hmm.
one way to optimize it for sure to say, okay, now it's rentals. And I always like to say, here are we offer flexible terms and rates. That is one thing. But you did mention something about the national. Well, so before I move on, I don't know if you have any questions there because that's actually a very important one. I don't want to just gloss over it. Um,
So
any
so
questions on
for
Zillow?
Zillow
Mhm.
on Zillow, is it typically the like the insurance agents that reach out to you off Zillow, or is that just like
Yeah.
individuals? Really?
So this is how you do it, right? Right now you're in a position where, okay, Ruben, I don't want to sit empty, right? Because you're saying
Yep.
it's your slow season. So what I
Yep.
would do then, I would put an actual fair rental FRV as a furnished property that is an amount that makes sense for you. Like I don't know what your overhead is on that property. What are you trying to clear per month?
Like, so I'm trying to clear 6,000 per month. Like,
Hmm.
like we would, if we could have 8,000 per month on that, like that
Hmm.
would, that would be amazing. That'd be fantastic.
Okay, and when you say 6,000, what does that factor in? Like, is that making sure you clear your overhead and mortgage and all that? Like,
S-
what's the why
So that,
6,000?
that would be, oh, excuse me, sorry. That would be mortgage.
Hmm.
Some of the maintenance costs that we've had
Sure.
on the place, and then, just um,
Hmm.
the debt that
Yeah.
we had to furnish the place.
Okay. So in that situation, what I would do is get a very clear picture of what actually homes renting for in your marketplace right now. Like if you go in and you type in your address, and you look on Zillow and Furnish Finder, what are you seeing is like a median price point for, again, no one who's doing interest, just basic fair rental
Yeah.
value. What are you seeing?
Okay. Um, so I'll have to look. I'm not entirely sure what they're
Yeah, it's
renting
good to
for.
know that. It's good to
Yeah,
know whether you're going to be on the high side or low side because if you're saying, hey, I
because I
want
think we'll be at
8,000.
the high side for sure.
Sure. So then that's a conversation to have where it's kind of like, okay, with respect to the platform, I always like post respect to the platform where I'll say, here's my rule of thumb. If let's say the marketplace was at 5,000, you wanted 8,000, what I would do is I would list it at let's say 5,500 and I would say, hey, listen, this rate is a 12-month rate for special terms like such as 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, 70, whatever the case might be. I usually go up in increments of three. We have a month. Don't say that we have a one month rate because then Zillow could take that down. But what you say is we offer flexible terms on 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, and 9 months. You're opening up the door for what we traditionally do in any business. It's hey, by the way, you book with us longer, you get a better deal. You book with us
Right.
shorter, there's a premium. So that's an easy way to start the conversation. Now, if you really are vacant, you're like, hey, Ruben, like it's right now, it's we're zero the hero and we're bust and we're paying out of pocket. Then I
So
would
so
say,
far it has been
mhm,
able to pay for itself over the last
okay,
couple months, but like it's just not booked right now. So like the
it's
calendar's
just
open. So like last minute bookings have been coming in to book
okay.
it and pay for it. So that's kind
Yeah,
of
and
where I'm
that's
at.
yeah, and that's what I want. I want the hybrid strategy. I don't want to be sitting empty and just like MTR or bust. I don't like that.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying, if depending on how aggressive you are, you can make that call. You could be more aggressive towards the end of the year. You could be more or less aggressive depending on like the bookings that come in. But that's when I would make the call of like, okay, with respect to the fair rental market value, I'm either going to be a premium if I feel like there's a chance that I can get a booking based on what the data is showing me. So if everyone's at 5,000, you're like, all right, let me go with 5,500 because I'm actually not trying to isolate myself and not get booked because I'm too priced out. But I also know I have a really good product. Start the
Hmm.
conversation there because if someone's like, hey, do you do 3 month lease. I'm like, as a matter of fact, we do, and here's the rate for that with utilities included, etc. That's like how you start the conversation. But if you're priced at like 10 grand and no one's even like batting an eye at it because they're like, that's crazy. I'm not even gonna have a
Yeah.
conversation, then you don't even
Yeah.
get the conversation. So I think that's the
Right.
power of doing that. Same thing with Furnish Finder. Another thing too in Furnish Finder is like Furnish Finder has this really interesting thing where it'll show you who you're matching with in that area. So it's not like a batch, but it's more
Hmm.
of like someone is making this request in that area. What are those requests that are being made? Like what is the large sample size of data? I know it's typical for Furnish Finder to track those traveling nurses, and you'll see I'm looking for one bedroom, I'm looking for two, but like let's be honest,
Yeah.
everyone on Furnish Finder is looking for a deal. So the real
Right.
reason I'm only there is to have availability in case a corporation, which cruise, all that stuff that happens where
Hmm.
they'll reach out that I want to make sure that I'm there so that when they are looking, it's an option that they can pick. It's not my first go-to because the avatar on Furnish Finder is going to be very typically like a mom and
Travel
like a
nurse.
you know what I mean, like one person, two, like you know what I mean, like it's not gonna have
Hmm.
as large of that budget. No one's coming in for like one bedroom's paying 6 grand. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Okay. With that said, I think this is very important. Your listing right now, your STR, the reason why you want to have a duplicate listing for sure is because while you're getting booked those short-term rental stays with that one listing, it's blocking out the opportunities of getting someone who wants to stay for 2 weeks for 2 months. Because while it's good that you're making money, you can't accept new business. And when I say our duplicate listing gets bookings all the time, they're adjustable bookings where you might say, hey, you know, I'm trying to come in on this Friday. Is it available? You might say, actually not this Friday, but this Monday is. Does that work? We can move
Right.
things around. So it's all about having the conversation, and I want you to put yourself in that position to have the conversation by
Yeah.
being on Zillow, by being on Furnish Finder, by having a duplicate listing. where now you're kind of just opening up that funnel and it's going a little wider so that you can have more to select from. But the fact that you even got insurance interest is very interesting. I mean, there's a lot of criteria to be met. I think one that we talked about is yeah, having that one floor is important to some people as well, and it's good for you to keep that in mind. But the fact that you're
Yeah,
even getting inquiries is still good. Now you just got to optimize for the places where you're already existing.
right. Okay. So we have, like I said, we have been getting the inquiries like ALE, like for the past year that we've been on them, we didn't get like anything from them. And come to find out, I think one of the reasons why is because I did price it a little bit high, like originally, but we had like sent in a second request or whatever. Because it's not
Mhm.
like you can log into a profile and like drop your rate on ALE is what I found.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but we did like send in the second request or whatever and adjusted that price, but it still seems like I don't know if they're just seeing the old profile or the newer
No,
one.
people at Ailey are not worried about price because they're looking for availability and they're also looking at they're looking at is it available in this zip code because they're gonna ask you for the price anyways. Like they're not like sold on just like, oh, this is the price I'm seeing now. The price could be stale, right?
Mm,
Prices change all the time. What I do know in-house though at this time, I know that even us ourselves, we've seen that ALE is kind of going through this management transition of trying to like focus on preferred vendors and that some of that nature, which and I know because we just had somebody who we brought over from that world of ALE from that company,
hmm
and it's interesting because it's changing the landscape a little bit. It's making it now like okay, like premier what do they call it? Preferred vendors get like
Yeah.
priority versus the other ones. I don't know how long that's gonna last because it's something that they're trying to roll out. It's basically pay to play.
So we
But
were
that
on
could
that this last
yeah.
like year, and then
Uh,
we got a nice, notice saying that we're not gonna, the time's running out or whatever, and that we should re-up, right? And so that's where we like contacted them and said, "Hey, we didn't get anything out of you guys for the past year." And so then they responded back and said, "Well, you were price tied." And it's like, "Well, yeah, but we also
oh, they
submitted
said that.
this." Yeah. But
Wow.
then we like said we submitted this, like 6 months ago or whatever. And they're like, "Oh, okay." And actually no, they haven't even responded to that message. So I'm just like
Yeah.
trying to
I
figure
mean,
it out, you know?
yeah, I mean, if you want to know what I feel about that program, I can tell you my 2 cents. But yeah, it's
Do you guys not do it? You guys don't pay to
yeah,
play?
yeah.
Okay.
No, we just do relationships. I mean, I w at one point we'll consider it if you can show me data that tells me that you're gonna go to me versus the other guy next door or gal next door,
Yeah.
I'll do it. But if you can't and you're just asking for an invoice, that's a little bit of a different story, and I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I know we're at time. Just to fill you in as an update. So back when we were talking, I had a W-2 job I was working. I've now ended that W-2 job. We started our own little company. It's Lux Launch is what we are
Con
doing. And so basically,
Congratulations.
thanks.
And
So
it's
we're
not
working,
little, it's a company.
it's a company. We're pretty excited about it, but we're working with, it's kind of this weird gap between design and guest ready, where,
Mm.
you have an investor in California that buys a house in New York and wants to be able to get that up and going, but they don't have the time to go out there and actually set it up. So basically what we would do is we would come in and be able to work with the different vendors as a owner agent to be able to
Oh.
get it set up. So we would help hire the furniture builders and
Wait, this is
painters.
awesome. You need a this is the I need to know this. I'm literally helping people in my mastermind group right now. You know, it's good for them to have vendors like you who do that
Hey,
because
I'd
I'm
love it.
literally
I'd love it. I'll send you the website. It's up and
yeah.
going. Like we're 100% there right now. So, and what I'm doing is I'm building out PMs that I basically take them out there, train them, because I've done this a number of times, getting short-term rentals up off the ground. And so, basically, like I go out with the PM and then get them all up and going, and then that PM works as that owner agent with
Wow.
the owners to make sure that we're hitting schedule, quality checks are happening, all those different things. And so I'll send that on over to you. Um,
Please. I mean,
So
this is real time. I have like two people in my mastermind who are launching right now who are trying to figure out all these logistics, and
it's
having you
hard.
as a resource, it would be like, hey, just contact this guy if you don't want to deal with anything. One of the things they were asking about, and I'm curious, is the staging and the design. Like, when you get all the furniture in, like, who is it that you're hiring to basically, oh yeah, let's put an art picture there and like a centerpiece there. Like, there's like this gap between like an assembler versus like in a cleaner versus like some kind of a stager for photos. Like, what's that
Right.
role?
Well, the other hard part is most people, they don't, especially if they're doing this remote, they don't just want to pass out all their passwords for all the security systems and like everything
Hmm.
that's smart devices just to anybody. And so like we'll come in, help, make sure that they've got smart locks, all the different things, and then help them get, hooked up with whatever platform they're using, Hospitable or Guesty or whatever.
Mm.
And then just kind of help them get on their feet and going. We're trying to be able to like go towards the more luxury, the larger houses is what we're working on. But yeah, so that's what I'm building out right now. And then I'm also, I decided to jump in and start looking for a boutique hotel. So I'm working on getting that going.
Wow. Look at you, man. I love it. I love it. Let me send you this because discovered this the other day. Decorify. Have you heard that by Wayfair?
Ah,
Oh,
no, I need to hear about it.
your team might really like this. I'm gonna text it to you, because it can literally, uh, uh, yeah, it could literally. I'm trying to. Oh, there's your number. Ooh, it can literally upload a picture
Mm-hmm.
and then you choose your style, like farm style, what is it, farmhouse or whatever,
Oh yeah, yeah.
whichever space, and then it'll provide like basically a before and after. You can toggle across, but then the items within they're on within the Wayfair, like
Uh,
for products. So you can
now
literally say, oh
that's
yeah, I really like
cool.
that couch, and that's cool because like if you have like a Wayfair professional account or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you could just pick all the products, order it, and like I feel like that would add value to what you're doing. So
No, that's
just
great. I
drop
love
that.
that.
Yeah, check it out, man. It's cool. Like test it out. It's actually pretty dope.
That's awesome.
Awesome, man. Well, listen, congratulations on this, and like definitely send me your details because I'm as good as the connecting people who are doing amazing things.
Thanks,
And
Ruben.
trust the process, bro. Follow the system, and if I can be more help, just reach out, or if you want like a deeper dive consult call, we lift the hood over. We can do that as well. I offer those.
Okay.
But like, you got this, man. Like, trust the process, and like, don't sleep on that duplicate listing, man. Get that thing going ASAP because it'll open up.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Good
Okay. And
stuff, man.
I'll get the Zillow going on right now.
Yes, for sure. That's a big one.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
brother.
Hey, Ruben, you're
Stay blessed by the
amazing.
best. Hey,
Hey,
man,
I
I
love
appreciate
talking
you
with you.
reaching out.
Take
Thank you,
care.
man. Conquer, conquer. Cheers.
You're amazing. Bye.